How's May feeling for you so far? I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, I don't know, just lots of shifts and changes. I'm as of last night, I'm all finished with school, which seems crazy because when I started school, I was still living at the schoolhouse and just in all kinds of chaos. And it's just crazy to me how different life is now. As that chapter is ending and the new one's beginning. Really feeling that, feeling it. Ugh. You know, I've been having wild dreams lately, and I'm wondering if you have been having different kind of dreams too. It feels like really intense traveling. Like I'm like not dreaming necessarily, but literally going places when I'm sleeping and doing other things. You know what I mean? Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, Cindy. Hi, Valerie. My baby cat got spayed yesterday. She's totally fine. Cats are so different from dogs. Like, I don't even really know what the heck. Oh, first of all, she just jumped. Ugh, Jesus. But, I've had dogs my whole life, female dogs who've gotten spayed, and like, it is such a different vibe. Like, they're just little babies and need constant care. And this cat basically had her entire uterus removed and is acting like nothing just happened. So, you know, she's not licking the incision, but it's been hard to keep her from going on this cat tree because I keep moving it in and out, and she just wants to be on it. And I can't catch her because I already caught her once to send her to the vet, and now she doesn't trust me anymore. So she'll be fine, right? So I actually have less snakes. I rehomed two of them, so I only have five. Like hardly any at all, right? Hardly any snakes. And a bearded dragon. So six reptiles in the house, but only five downstairs. Um, yeah, it's like hardly any. I've literally got two empty tanks, two like smaller empty tanks, like just totally, ready for another creature. But I don't really. I'm not feeling like I need to add any more living creatures to the house for the moment. I feel like we're good. We're just kind of sit with who we have, make sure everyone's getting the proper care, and um, just not do that. I'm just not doing it. I said it here first. In a couple weeks, I might, and end up at a reptile expo. So all bets are off. But whatever, all good, all good. Anyhow, shall we do some coffee and magic this morning? Oh, look, Janelle is over on YouTube. That's weird. Hi, Janelle. I have very vivid memories of my dream last night. Ooh, make sure you like write them down or make a voice memo about them. You know what I mean? You know this. All right, so the three things I'm going to give you are my favorite spring smells because they are out in full bloom right now and I'm just loving it, even though the allergies, my kids are really, I have a good view of her incision right now. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Um, Tree pollen is really bad for my kids. So we had a really bad week last week with that. But anyway, here are your three things: hyacinth, lilac, and this isn't out in bloom yet, but soon, butterfly bush. Okay. So hyacinth, lilac, and butterfly bush. My favorite spring and summer smells. I just love it. And we've been walking my dogs, and anytime I come across a lilac bush, I just like put my face in it with the bees, and we're like, ah, so good. Baby cat. Okay, so hyacinth, lilac, and butterfly bush. Do you love the smell of butterfly bush? All right, I'm shuffling. So it's a new month, so if you want to kind of sit with the vibes for that, you can do that. If you have a specific area you want to focus on, think about that. Oh, you've never heard of a butterfly bush? Oh my God, Google it. You wait, maybe you don't have them where you are. I don't know. I don't actually know. But Google it because then when you see a butterfly bush, you need to shove your nose in it because it smells so good. It's a little bit like lilacs. Smells a little bit like lilac. I wonder if they're in the same family, but sweeter than lilac. It's a sweeter smell than the lilac. Girls, ladies, gents, go smell a butterfly bush. Okay, make it your personal quest for the summer. Like I said, they're not. I don't think they're blooming yet here. They're getting ready. I'm seeing the leaves appearing, so I think they're more of a summer bloom. But you won't be upset if you like the smell of lilacs. You will love the smell of the butterfly bush. So, yeah, it's beautiful, and the butterflies love it as per the name. And it comes in different colors. Like there's one around here at one of the houses that has like a deep magenta one, and the magenta one actually smells extra good. So, you know, okay, here comes your hyacinth. Tell me when you're ready. All right, Janelle. Okay, so again, your choice is hyacinth, lilac, and butterfly bush. This is your hyacinth. You have wind fairy, the stag, and fear. Okay, that hyacinth is really coming in strong with change vibes. Like, the movement card isn't here, but this is a very movement pull. Like things are changing for you, and you're having to step up into more of a leadership position than I think you've been in a while, right? Either by choice or necessity, like whatever. But you're moving into a space where you have to actually say what you mean it, and say it with authority. Not it's like no more excuse me, I think that I'm sorry, but like none of that. Like we're giving statements, we're leading. You're the one who people now are going to have to come to get approval. Do you know what I mean? And that is not coming with, without a little bit of fear energy because for how long have you studiously avoided this kind of a thing, right? For whatever reason. Having the confidence to step up and say, my thoughts are valid and important. The way that I think is sound, and what I have to say needs to be heard and received, right? That takes a lot to get to the space where you are comfortable doing that. And so of course the fear card is happening, right? But I want to tell you a little story about this because it's actually pertinent. Because I was in my last class for graduate school last night, and this is a supervision class, right? Group supervision. So I've been with this cohort of people um, for my last internship. So we kind of get together every week and we talk about our different cases, and there's projects and like whatever, right? Now, when I first started school, I was not confident, right? And in fact, just in general, as a person, for most of my life, I've never been a person to speak up. I've never been a person to like raise my hand in a group setting. I always felt like I'd rather listen, and that what I had to say wasn't that important. That's just how I was, right? But I've obviously been working on that a lot, and I do put myself out here a lot and say a lot of things, so clearly I've gotten over that. But it was interesting in class as we were, like, going around at the end of class and people were sharing reflections, several people commented on how confident I am of speaking my mind and just, like, being in my skin, and I thought that was so interesting to hear because I don't necessarily realize that I come across that way because for most of my life, I haven't been that way, right? So, really, if you pulled Hyacinth, right, or if this is Hyacinth for you, really sit with that idea that you may already be this person, like other people may see you this way. You just don't, you need to update your systems, right? Like I need to update my systems and realize that, yeah, I actually come across as quite confident, right? And it's not that I don't feel confident anymore because I really do. Like I feel pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good, but it's a process. And along the way of the process, it's good to have a little bit of affirmation and update your system and kind of know that you actually are living in that new space now. So the fear makes sense, but this is one of those feel it and it is natural, but move through it kind of thing. So that is your hyacinth pull for today. I don't hate that. Mm. All right, shuffling for lilac. Hi, Sabra. Ugh. Have you ever smelled a butterfly bush? If you love lilac, you would love that too. All right, again, your choices for today: hyacinth, lilac, and butterfly bush. This is lilac. Tell me when you're ready. Yeah, you should find one. All right, so this is going to be your lilac. We have trust, protection. Hi, Beth. And wealth. Interesting. What an interesting poll for lilac. So, trust, protection, and wealth. What is this about? Okay, let's start here. Trust and protection. So you're already on a path, right? And when you're already on a path, of course you're going to question yourself all the time because why wouldn't we, right? This is a very trust the decision you've already made situation because it's one of those, what is the best way to explain this? Okay. Trust your intuition because Think of it this way. At any given point in time, you are surrounded by like endless different energy, right? Like we're just surrounded by energies. And when certain possibilities come close enough into our field, right? Your intuition totally picks up on that, right? Like when someone pops into your brain and then they call you a couple hours later or you see them, stuff like that. And you're like, "Oh, did I manifest that?" And maybe, I don't know. I mean, everybody has a different interpretation of these things. To me, right now, how I think of it is when it's gotten close enough into my realm of possibility, my intuition can pick it up. And if your intuition is really honed and sensitive, you pick it up further out, right? And it's not like, oh, I need to do something about this. It's more just like a heads up, this is coming through as a major possibility. Okay. So, whatever is coming through right now for you as a major possibility, just know that if you're getting a heads up on it, unless there's a very clear like action with it, it's probably in flow for you. It's just gonna happen, right? So trust that. If you're feeling it, you don't need to go touch everything, right? Remember, like put it in the oven and close the oven. Let it happen is the big energy feeling right here. And protect your energy, which means be picky about what you spend your energy on. Be picky about who is in your energy field and where you are investing your time and your energy. Because if you are investing a lot of your time and energy in something that you don't really have a lot of good feelings about, you're putting the magic into that space that could be used for something you actually want, right? So we don't have infinite energy, especially these days. Like we're tired, right? So really be picky and choosy about where you put your energy. It's going to make a difference. And I didn't forget about this card. The wealth card is sitting here. Again, trust, right? Just let it happen. Let it happen. It's already in motion. You don't need to run for anything. And if you've forgotten that, if you've forgotten to be in the present moment, this is your reminder. Like, come back here and just sit down for a second because you're already in motion. You don't need to move any further. Okay? So that is your lilac. Do you know the song Lilac Wine? Jeff Buckley? Mm, fun fact, freshman college Sarah used to listen to that album, um, the Jeff Buckley album, every single night before bed. Like me and my roommate would just put it on and listen to every single track. And I just love Jeff Buckley. R.I.P. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Here comes Butterfly Bush. Tell me when you're ready. Okay. So this is your butterfly bush. We have the cat, the bard, and Merlin. So cat, bard, and Merlin. What a magical trio of friends, right? So if we were having 4 cards for this one, like, wouldn't the Fool be part of it? But actually, I did pull a fourth card, and it's the Movement card. So this is it's going to be the Movement card with it too. So anyhow, we've got Merlin. You're getting 4: the cat, the Bard, and movement. So, butterfly bush friends, change is upon you. It is happening. New chapter energy with some serious reminders here. Sometimes when you get what you want, you don't realize it because you didn't really believe that it would be so easy or that it would finally be time for it to happen, right? So this is a reminder to check in and understand that you're getting everything you asked for. And as you move into this new chapter, remember, we've talked a lot about how we are authoring our own stories over the years, right? What happens if you have that understanding right now as you move into a new chapter and you can consciously craft what this new chapter feels like for you instead of doing it in the postscript? You know what I mean? In the editing later. What if you could be more thoughtful about how you author this section of your story, right? So that it is truly aligned with who you are now. Because in the past, we haven't had that prescience, right? We haven't had that perspective anyway. And and it's fine to kind of go back and dig through and like reauthor and make changes and meaning and all that different stuff. But what happens if we also have the opportunity to be much more deliberate about the things we choose to focus on in this part of our story, right? So maybe 20 years ago, you would have focused a lot on a particular toxic relationship and the dynamics there because that was the lesson you needed to learn. That was what you were tangoing with at the time. Now, that same relationship, if presented to you, you probably wouldn't even talk to that person beyond a hello. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've changed. Allow your systems to be updated. Be the cat in your life. And I mean this with my whole heart. Be the cat of your life. You will be respected by cat lovers. And what else do you need, right? The cat is its own autonomous being. If you are petting a cat, it is because that cat is wanting to have you pet him or her at that time, right? This is not dog energy. You are not running after anyone. You are choosing where you put your energy and where you're not putting your energy. And as a result, you have a lot more energy for the creation of tangible magic in your life. The movement card is just symbolizing that change that's happening right now. Whoop, here we go. Okay? I love that. Butterfly bush is bringing. Does that hit for you? Because I'm really feeling that one. I'm feeling it for me. Obviously, I would choose butterfly bush because I just wouldn't shut up about it. And I hope this summer you run into a butterfly bush and you get to smell it. I hope it doesn't disappoint you. So, anyhow, that's your coffee and magic for this May 2nd of 2025. I hope you have a really nice weekend. I really do. And I will see you next Friday. A reminder for my Normalized Magic friends, workshop is Wednesday. And if you aren't currently joining us and you want to join us, then do so. Admission is free. We're doing donation only. So come join us if you want to. Okay? Love you. Mwah! Bye, friends.